I turned Undertale into a realistic virtual reality game. Why? Well, if you don't know, Undertale is an indie game developed by Toby Fox, which became very popular when it released in 2015. For many aspiring indie devs like me, Undertale has been a huge inspiration to create the big next video game. So since gaming is moving into bigger spaces from 2D to 3D and now VR, I decided to recreate the Sans boss battle into a hyper-realistic VR game in 1 week. But to create a realistic version of Undertale, I'm gonna have to get a better headset than this old Quest 2 to see Sans in its full glory. So yep, that's right. After seeing the Meta Connect and them announcing the 3S, as well as lowering the price of the 3, I bought the Quest 3 and I gotta say it's a real game changer. The resolution to the amazing pancake lenses and the overall comfort is way better than like any Quest 2. And I know that this isn't a review channel, but I gotta say it's an amazing headset. Anyways, to make sure I got everything right, I first had to do research about the fight. And it turns out there are 9 different attacks throughout the entire boss fight. But for my sanity, and only because I had a week, I recreated the best 3 and I also made some custom attacks that I'll show you later. And in order to finish this project in time, I decided to create a list of 6 steps I needed to do, starting with modeling. Now, before recreating the Golden Hall, which if you don't know, that's where you meet Sans, which was actually a huge pain by the way, and I'll show you later. I needed to get realistic Sans models, and since I can't model that my life depended on, I went online and looked for one. Okay, so basically I need to find a Sans model now, so I'm gonna go search for that. Sans, and okay, Sans 3D model killer Sans. That does not look realistic, but it's pretty cool. Sorry, man. Wow, this one's actually pretty nice. Again, not realistic, but still looks pretty good for a cartoon version. So there are actually good ones, but this isn't like some Steam Workshop, which I actually can't use. This one. Click the. Oh, this one's $40. But wow, this actually looks really good. That detail in the skull. Yeah, it's not rigged. That's unfortunate. Alright, so I think I found the one I like. This one actually looks really good. I could probably put this in mixer mode and add a whole bunch of animations. Looks like there's no download. So I kind of found this random website. This looks like this looks dodgy as hell. They have a download, so I'm gonna try download it and see what happens. After getting the Sans model, I needed to add animation. I went to every game dev's favorite website, Mixamo, where I applied some magic animations. So we have all these magic animations, and he's probably gonna summon stuff, like the bones, like up the floor and stuff. Some basic idle animations, and I also found a cool shrug animation that Sans does regularly throughout the fight when talking. What is Sans doing, bro? After that, I needed to start working on dialogue. Now, since I've only made food simulators before with no real enemies, this was new for me, making a boss fight. But in this one, Sans actually talks quite a lot, so I need to create a dialogue system. So I used the exact speech bubble used in the game, and I made a widget. Since this is a modern version of Undertale, you have to use a modern font, or I just couldn't be bothered to change it. I then used the same method in my Pizza Hut game to get the RPG text, and of course I didn't forget about the talking sound. This may look like super easy, but I spent like a whole day on it. Yeah, I'm not that good. But anyways, it's time to add the actual boss fights. To get inspiration on how the 2D fight can be converted into a 3D one, I went on all the fan animations and saw how they did it, and I thought it was pretty interesting. But I also saw that most of the fights were like located in the Golden Hall, which it's not called the Golden Hall, by the way. It's called Golden Hall Undertale. It's actually called the Judgment Hall, so my bad. So before I worked on the attacks, I decided to actually model the hall. I decided to look around at other people's interpretations, which all look very good. So in Blender, I got to work and I spent hours modeling and putting the corridor together. I also used AI to create references of the Golden Hall that I used. Don't worry, I didn't use them directly. Calm down, bro. I found these great stained windows online and I put them in. After all of that modeling, I put a gold texture and boom, the environment is finished and I can just safely drag and drop the model into Unreal. And little did I know that trying to get this into Unreal would be the most annoying process ever. See, the thing is Unreal is known for their amazing light, but that's just mostly done through Lumen, which unfortunately my trash outdated GPU can't handle, and I can't just use regular real-time lighting. as the whole thing just looks like a trash mobile game. So instead I have to bake the lighting, and if you've seen my past videos, you'll know that this is a huge pain. Oh, and by the way, subscribe so I can get a new GPU and make better VR games for you guys. Thank you. Baking lighting simply means that all lighting is pre-rendered onto the object's textures, so then it won't be expensive to run. All the other times I did this in Unreal Engine, which was even worse because it just never seemed to work. Like, things would turn black, and I don't know why. It had something to do with the UV map. I tried following tutorials and how to bake textures until I found this amazing add-on called Simple Bake, which I can simply just select all my objects and click a singular button, and bam, the lighting baked to the textures, and it was really impressive. I could finally make nice lighted environments in Unreal Engine. Right now it's a low resolution, but I can increase the resolution later when I polish. But recently I've been working on improving my animation and modeling skills, which is essential when creating realistic VR games like this, which is why I want to thank today's sponsor, Skillshare. With Skillshare, it's been easy to find the right classes to help me level up my game development skills. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creators, with thousands of classes on topics like design, animation, and productivity. I even found classes that focus on tools like Blender and Unreal Engine, which really helped me with this project. One course I've been really enjoying is the Lucas Ridley's 3D design in Unreal Engine, where I'm learning how to create more realistic environments for my VR games. What's great is that Ridley is a professional who's worked on massive films like Aladdin and video games like The Last of Us, and knowing you're learning from someone with real world experience is a huge plus. There's also a whole bunch of other environment courses made by professionals, which I'm planning to check out next. The cool thing is that you can learn at your own pace, no matter what skill level you're at. So if you want to create games like this or learn a new skill, Skillshare is the perfect place for you. The first 500 people below to use the link in the description will receive 1 month free trial of Skillshare. Thank you Skillshare. Now on to making the boss fights. There are 7 different attacks Sans does. Let me list them out for you. There's bone lines, blue bones, randomized bone lines, platform 1, platform 2, platform 3, platform 4, horizontal bone sliders, and platform with gas to blast. There's a little bit more, but that's too much just for a week. So instead I make 3 of them, and I also created my own custom attack. The most famous part of the Sans fight is the first attack, where he basically blasts you with everything he has. I found a Gaster Blaster model online, and I retextured it to make it look more realistic. I then needed to make a huge laser. So to do that, I tried to create particle effects, and I realized it was going to be a lot harder to create realistic laser beams than cubes bursting out explode like I'd usually do. To make it the most realistic, I figured I might as well get it from a professional artist. So I bought a laser virtual effect off the Unreal Engine marketplace, and after putting them together, it looked pretty good. And after hours of putting all the attacks together and making like the bone walls and the bones, I finished all the attacks. And I also created a custom attack, which I can show you. This is a custom attack where it shows where it's about to do the spikes. It's just a giant cylinder here that currently is invisible, but it's a red cylinder. And to make the circular effect, I have a whole bunch of math that basically creates a whole bunch of points in a circle. And then I spawn a single bone there, and it goes up. And I thought that was interesting, so I just wanted to show you. And yeah, and it's pretty much done, except it doesn't look very realistic, like hyper realistic, which is why I added a whole bunch of polish in the game. So to do that, I first added sound effects. I added bone, destruction, laser, and jumping sound effects, and of course I didn't forget the music. And like in every devlog, I had to add post-processing. So I added some bloom, and I adjusted the color temperature so it was a bit more gold, and finally added the ending sequence. Just like that, the game is finished. Alright, so we start here in the Golden Hall. As you can see, one problem I had is that my hands they're still the default hand. That's because it's kind of hard to make custom hands if you don't already have any models, and since I couldn't find any, and they mostly all cost money, I unfortunately couldn't do it in time. So instead, we have these, but this is still pretty cool, right? And there's Sans. On days like these, kids like you should be. Damn, Sans, you need to chill. Yo! Oh. Okay. That is loud. Obviously, I was expecting, because, you know, I made the game. Always wondered why people never use their strongest attack first. This game is so Alright. Let's jump over these. And the music started. Alright, cool. What, you think I'm just gonna stand here and take it? Yes, I do, Sand. Oh, this one is hard. Holy! This one is hard. This one is hard. I'm gonna die. Yo! Alright, cool. Our reports showed a massive anomaly in the time-space continuum. Alright, Sand, you need to calm down with your words. Yo! This is the custom attack. Yeah. Sans, chill! Alright, Sans, chill. Jump over these. Alright. I'm getting good at this. Cool. That's your fault, isn't it? I guess it is. Oh, not again. Jump over these. I'm actually gonna die. Like, I'm actually gonna die. So I died. Let me just get back to where I was. All this fighting is really tiring, and if you keep pushing me, then I'll be forced to use my special attack. Oh, what is that? Obviously, I know what it is because I've made the game. Also, can I just say that all this dialogue you're seeing I got from one Reddit post. Some guy just wrote all of it down. Kind of crazy if you ask me. This one's easy. I like this one. You just have to jump. Alright, that's it. It's time for my special attack. I wonder what that is. Are you ready? Yes, I am. Here goes nothing. Yep. That's right. Literally nothing. Get a bit tired there, Sans, huh? Alright. Do literally anything. Yeah, you're getting a bit tired. I wonder what that means. Oh, there you go, Sans. Looks like he's going to sleep. Which means I can now reach and grab my knife. That's right. I unfortunately to kill him. Sorry, Sans. Goodbye. No. Why did I do that? No, Sans. So, I guess that is. What? You're dead. How are you talking, bro? Don't say I didn't warn you. Well, I'm going to Wilby's. Iris, do you want anything? And that is the end of the fight there. And overall, it's trash. Alright, goodbye. So after a week of doing that, it's pretty bad, but I think it's fun to learn how to create a more realistic looking game than the low poly games I've been doing in the past. And it was fun putting a whole bunch of animations together and actually making a boss fight. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out a lot. Like the video.